Today on Uncommonly Good MTG, we're playing top 5 favorite decks of July 2023. This is where we take a look back at my favorite decks that we played with in the previous month, and we give another go, give it a play, and talk about what made it my favorite deck. Will your favorite deck make my list? Stay tuned to find out more. Hello and welcome to Uncommonly Good MTG. I am your host, here to remind you there is no crying in Magic cards. Dr. Yukon Socket! Yes, thank you! Filmed before a live studio audience. Thank you so much! Yukon Socket! As always, word to your mama. So I'm broadcasting to you today from my secret underground headquarters, and it's Top 5 Favorite Decks Day! Top 5 Favorite Decks Day! Top 5 Favorite Decks Day! Man, I love Top 5 Favorite Decks. Unlike the top win rate decks where I play the stupidest decks out there that just happen to be the best winners out there, right now I'm playing the 5 decks that I thought were the most exciting, the most fun to play with. It gives me an opportunity to play them again and talk about how awesome they are. One of the things I could say is that I was looking back at what I was talking about for June, and I talked about Urabrask Forge. I got to say, I still love Urabrask Forge. I think it's catching on. I see a lot of people playing it. I mean, I think in the meta, I think Urabrask Forge is probably one of the most fun cards out there. What it does, how it just keeps giving and giving and giving. Love it. I think we'll probably see it in at least 2 of the decks that come out this month. We'll find out. We'll find out how it's going to go. All right, so what makes a deck one of my favorites? Let's run down the list and we'll talk about it. Number 1, the deck has a good chance of winning. So for me, it's not about, a deck that's going to climb you up the ladder. It's going to get you up to that whatever diamond or mythic level. I'm just looking for something that has a good chance of winning. I mean, I don't know, 55, 60%, anything right around there is usually good for me. I want to win more times than I lose, as long as it does other things as well, which we'll be talking about here in just a second. But there has to be a good chance of winning. If it's under 50%, man, usually that deck doesn't hold it together for me very long. Number 2, it has to put up a good fight. So yeah, that's pretty much what I'm looking for there. I'm looking for the deck that's putting up a good fight and has a good chance of winning. Like, you got a lot of those decks, maybe it's like I get kind of really bored with control decks because all you're doing is just keeping your opponent from doing anything. And that's not a good fight. That's just being dumb. I want to see some creatures swinging. I don't know. I mean, maybe we're going to shock people every once in a while. Sure, that's fine. But I kind of want a lot of creature action there. Or there needs to be something really interesting going on with what your deck's doing. Like, somehow I find mill decks to be fantastic, even though they don't really do anything. But that's the thing about mill decks, is that they have their own fight they're playing. And I respect that for some reason. But yeah, it's got to be going towards something. But if your deck is just sitting there swirling around the drain the whole time, and that's just stupid. And then control decks, counter spells, man, nope, that's not gonna play it with me. Number 3, the deck has to have interesting cards, or the synergy between your cards has to be interesting. So some cards are interesting unto themselves, like Urabrask Forge, right? I'd say another one would be like the Sholdreds themselves. Those guys are, especially Sholdred. What is it? The first one. The one that every time somebody draws a card, like, you get 2 life, the other people lose 2 life. Love that. I think those cards are interesting unto themselves. But the synergy that of cards coming together, like a good tribal deck, like when you had elves and each elf is equal to the number of elves that you have otherwise, that kind of synergy, man, I just find that to be so incredibly cool. So That's what I'm also looking for in a good deck is interesting cards or the synergy between the cards, making it an interesting deck to play. Lastly, I got for bonus points in there, a big finish. It doesn't have to be there. Your deck can just do what it needs to do. I love a big finish. That's kind of what I like a lot about mill decks is the fact that a lot of times, the last time you do something, you're milling them. You're getting rid of like, I don't know, whatever, like 12 cards or something. Or I love it when, let's talk about Boros Nuke. When you get that Devilish Valet out, he's got haste, he's got trample. You manage to also attack with like 6 dudes at that one time, which then causes like the white enchantment that doubles all your attackers up. So you get like 7 other guys to come out, and Devilish Valet gets like 526 for his tough or for his power. That is a big finish. God, I love that stuff. Huge. What were they? Fireballs back in the day where you just got a ton of mana. Or you can do a Shivon Devastator who's like really super strong, flies over with haste and kills somebody. Love it. Working your way towards that big finish. There's some planeswalkers now that do that, where you can get them up to 7 and you give all your creatures trample plus, +1/+1 for each forest you have. Man, that is so incredibly cool. So yeah, those are the kinds of things that make a favorite deck to me. So yeah, that's it. Well, let's go out now and see what were my top 5. Starting off is in 5th place. Let's see what it is. All right, we're playing against Heckin' Good Boy 12. Heckin' Good Boy. 1, 2, 3. That's a good number. Ooh, an Urbrass Forge. Everything. I guess this guy costs 2. Keep. All right, let's see what we got going here. Number 2 is going to get us into a Grafted Butcher. Nothing going on because I have no other Phyrexians out. We got to play the curve. All right, Urbrask Forge. Oh, let's see. You can grab it. That sucks. But at least I got another. All right, I've got 4, and that's let's just take him out. He's an artifact creature. Well, that's ridiculous. I'm not sure how to get beyond this now. Let's see, we could just eat somebody alive. Do I got the mana for it? I think I do. All attack. Alright. We're bleeding him away a little bit now. Sweet googly moogly people. These are all artifacts. You're not getting me through anything there, buddy. Let's just take this hardcore. All right, grow up to 7. If he starts ignoring me and going after the Obnixilis, that's good for us. We can start riding the wave a little bit. All right, so he's going to try to fly over again. And that needs another turn wasted. Can't sacrifice anything but itself. I can't sacrifice itself. This guy's playing control like nuts. All right, let's go in for the attack. See if he manages to jump in front of that. All right, good. All right, and super pump. And super pump. Let's try. Johnny Commando. All right, there we go. We got another guy out. He can kill one of the Obnixilises. He's down to 6. That's what he's doing. He's doubling up on it. I can't kill those artifacts, though. That's a serious problem. Not you. See if we can take out that swooping lookout. And he's gone. All right, come on, put out something that's not an artifact creature. I think we just won. Next. Here we go. Here we go. We're going to kill ya. Death. Can't get that. And pump. You can give away your card. And we win. Suck it, Suckerfish. All right, so here we are with Phyrex the Menace. What was it about this deck that made it one of my top 5s this month? I can tell you, like, the things I like about it is, it was a scrapper. It was a little fighter. I love the fact that it was like a Phyrexian tribal deck, and that all of that Phyrexianness allowed it to synergize with itself to get various effects. And it was hard to keep down. People kept punching you, and you just kept punching back. That's what I really loved about this deck. Like, I love the fact that, if you could find ways of pumping up the Cacophony Scump, and then you could just, it would die, and it would deal that much damage to any freaking target. The fact that anytime one or more creatures you control die, that this guy does that whole vampire life gain for you, the life drain. The Urbask Forge just feeds right into that stuff. And then that Grafted Butcher comes back again and again and again, pumping up all your other Phyrexians as well as giving them Menace, which is where that whole Menace comes from right there. So yeah, I mean, it was so in tune with itself. Plus, it was cheap. I mean, look at that. The most expensive card is 3 mana. That is so fantastic. Now, the problem is this deck isn't flashy. It isn't showy. You don't have any big dudes or massive power or anything. But it was just so good at doing what aggro does best, as well as having a bunch of dirty tricks that always seem to keep you in the running at any particular point. So that's why Phyrex the Menace was in my top 5 favorite fun decks of last month. All right, we're playing against Toasty 23 6P. All right, we're good. Whoa, Boulder and Thrill Seekers out the butt. What are they kicking there? Werewolves? Alright, so play with fire. I could do that to do a scry. Why would I kind of care about even killing that? Let's just do it. Means my Boulder and Thrill Seekers are by themselves a little on the weak side. Guys are trying to wait ramp. Back up 2. All right. I use the Bojiju to get rid of that. Maybe. What do I need though? 4? No, 2? Oh, I got it. I got everything we need. Just got to throw a green out. All right, popping that so we don't have to worry about having that Architect. Going and giving them the ability to draw yet another land, which they like so much. All in, Jelly Bean. I tell you, Furnace Rains is going to be hilarious. All right, I'm losing. This guy's got a lot of mana. All in. Okay, we're going to put out 3. I just like the idea of having those tokens on there. If this guy pins it down, I'm going to be pissed, but what can you do? He's not really committing a lot to his board state. That just sucks. All right, down to 15. What are we popping here then? Because I could potentially do what? That's 6, so that's potentially 12. Get that guy in for 13, and then make it 14. Yeah, I got the mana for it too. If I have to do a Furnace Rains, if it's a creature out, we can get it when the game's back up to 16 now. All right. I don't know what you're going for there, man. All right, is it 9? He doesn't know how close he is to death. Wow, that is the stupidest thing I've ever seen. What is going on? That's who we want to steal. Of course, he's going to be grabbing a couple other guys out of the deal that we have to get through. I still think we got it. All right, come on. Let's get through this. I got things to kill, and it's called you. Come on, come on, come on, come on. Yeah, draw a card, man. All right, come on. Pass it over. Pass it over, yo. All right, so I got 4, 6. I can Twin Inferno and just take 2 of those guys. Will that just win the game for me? Let's do it. Let's just do it. Stealing his own guy. All right, and let's win. Here we go. This is how it happens. Boink. And we win! Boulderin Thrill Seeker. Victory. All right, so here we are with Gruul Aggro. And, you know, this one came off of the Platinum Mythic list. And a lot of times those decks are just so finely tuned towards being, you know, ranking decks that you just have competitiveness, that they're not all that super fun. But I found this one had a certain charm to it. What I really liked about it is that it's a big time modified deck. And so you're putting out dudes that get counters on them. And you're putting counters on them yourself. And then even if they die, usually you're able to pass those counters to somebody else. Like a big person right here I really love is, I love giving all of those counters to Helena and Alana. Because what do? They turn around and just put it right back onto somebody else. The Boulderin Thrill Seeker, also another card that I think is fantastic. I mean, you could pump up guys, get them really strong, and then throw them. I think I had 3 of these out at one point. I was, if they were all like up to 3 threes, that means that I was able to attack for like 9 points of damage. And then for 3 more mana, I'd be able to do 9 more points of damage, which means I'd be able to do 19 points of damage in a turn. And the Volder and Thrill Seekers are just incredible cards. Furnace Rain stepping in, taking the other person's stuff. This card is nothing but fun incarnate. So yeah, for being a tight ranked competitive deck, this deck had a lot of fun, a lot of joy, and great card colors that just let you get in there and fight and do it fast and grow and just slam people in ways that they just can't protect themselves against. So anyways, that's why this version, the Platinum Mythic Gruul Aggro, ended up being in my top 5 decks from last month. Alright, playing against Seabridge God. 1, 2, 3. Alright, I'm cool with that. What are we going after, though? Looks like we're pretty much trying to get ourselves up to a vision so we can pull out something cool. Eat some pastries while we're waiting. Get that bug out of my house. Alright, I want white. Ooh, reinforcements is better with a Devilish Fillet out, so we're done. Alright, Devilish Valet, in for 1. Because we're not going to get very far. Devilish Fillet with the Resolute Reinforcements, it's a little bit of a swing, but not much. Alright, come on, pass the turn, Sir Jurgalok. Make your bug dance for me. Yeah, come on. I'll pick at some stuff on the carpet here. Eat some more muffins. No attacks. Is this still 1 mana of any color? Oh, I can only get it because of that. I only have 1 mana essentially then of white. The blocks. Alright, come on, Mana. You can do it. We need a 5th. There we are. Time to go, Joes! Yeah! Alright, we're smoking it now. Hopefully we can keep that Devil's Valet open a little bit longer. You only have to get 5 points through. We got it, though. I don't think this guy's got what it takes to block us. Two more. That's not going to do me any good. Let's just take it in. All right, can block 2, which is going to get us down to 4 on leaving 1 life. Smoke that guy out. All right. Ooh, Devilish Valet. Yeah, for some reason I thought the Resolute Reinforcement was going to be all hasty. All that mattered was that Devilish Fillet got the pump, but he was probably already dead by that point. No! Let's see, do we got enough trample to trample our way in? All right, we've just lost ourselves the game. All right, that's super cool. Can we? Yeah, because if they die, then we win. All in! All right, go ahead and block. Do it. Ah! Boom, boom! Goes the room. All right, so here we are with Boros Nuke V6. V6, man, this thing... I can't wait till like V30 or something, right? We got a long way to go with this particular deck. I'd say this is the hallmark of a Dr. Suckit deck. I just love this deck. I've loved it for all of its versions beforehand. Sometimes I try to play with enough different cards, it doesn't really work out. Like, I don't think we had a V5 that was any decent. I don't remember. There was a couple I had to skip. I think I tried putting together a V7. It didn't really work out that well. But let's talk about V6, though. It does such a good job. It's all about trying to get Devilish Valet to come out at the right time, and then it just, usually with like a nice rabble rousing or something, you're going to just put out like 100 dudes. At which point this guy becomes like 1,000, 1,000, and it happens. It happens. I'm not exaggerating here. And he's got trample. There's nothing anybody can do about it. You know what? The worst part is like first strike. I had that happen to me, like I think yesterday against the Devilish Valet. And somebody killed him with the first strike before he could do anything. That sucked. But, there's always something that the fights get back against, everything at some point. But Visions of Phyrexia helping, because this is such an engine that lets you draw essentially 2 cards per turn. And even when you don't get something that you really like, what you get is you get a Power Stone at the end of it, which really gets you into that nice, Skitter Bee Battalion. Or helps to pay for the Urbrask Forge. There's not a whole lot of artifacts in here. The other thing is Microsoft Gardens, being able to copy Urbrask Forge. I mean, one thing I love about this particular version is the fact that I think Urbrask Forge is a deck unto itself. And so if I can play Urbrask Forge and nothing else happens, I'm good. If I can play Devilish Valet and we got a bunch of dudes coming in, I'm good. Skitterbeam Battalion comes out, wins the game. Yep, I'm good with that too. So everything about this deck is just so good standing on its own. Therefore, each story you draw leads towards something that usually has a good outcome. So I'd say this version of the deck really has the multiple paths to victory that used to be a big part of Magic card strategy. So, no, to me, the fun of this deck is all about the explosive power of Devilish Valet, Urbrask Forge, Burn Down the House, and Skitterbeam Battalion. Yeah, and they don't ever fail to deliver. So there you go, one of my favorite decks of July 2023. All right, playing against Dogu. Fine, we'll keep it. I was really hoping for red mana there. Nothing to do. Except for pick down a bunch of muffins. All right, we do have red available to us now, which is good. All right, we made it up to 3. Let's get out a little trample haste. All attack. So this guy's playing with Golgari, which means he's going to have more creature kill, but he's not going to have a lot of creature kill. How am I going to make it through that, guys? Question. Let's go ahead and go for a little rim. Let's pass that out. Glissa can attack, and then we destroy the Kumano. Unfortunately, I can't wipe the board. We're losing it big time here, though. We'll play both of this. All right, he's down to 6. We're at 7. I didn't realize we had him that low. This will take him out for 1, which means we only have to land 5 points of damage. All right, come on, Dagu. Make your choice. Pick your cards. Put something down. And we win! Suck it, Golgari lover. All right, so here we are with Boros Humans. And, you know, I got to say, I was so impressed by this deck. So impressed. The thing I liked about this is the fact that, I mean, sure, there's plenty of Boros decks out there. They do their things. But this is, it's like, I got this type of deck called the Cliche deck, which is where you take the most cliche cards from one mono type deck, and then you mix it together with the most cliche decks from another monocolored deck. And there you go. And I kind of feel like this did it. Because you can see right here, you got mono white humans just doing what it does. And then down here, you got like mono red aggro doing what it does. But the best part to me was these two guys right there, Rim and the Sunrise Cavalier. It's so blended together in a nice multicolored card. They both have haste. They both have something else that's so much that's nice. And nothing in here was greater than 3. So it's like it's such a great cost for everything you're getting out of this deck. I mean, it's one of those things you have to win early. But this deck, with all of the haste and all of the growth and all the things that mono white can offer you, is just so incredible. A little bit of life gain, and some protection, the ability to throw out extra dudes with Adeline there, the pumping from the Coppercoat Vanguard. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. I was so impressed by this deck. It just has such a clear vision and clear story to it. It's that aggro type I love so well, and I just have nothing but fun with this particular deck. I'll still be playing this deck for a while, just on the side, on my playing it, because I feel like there's more to learn here. And just finding out that sweet spot of how to work your way through other people's forces in ways that they don't have the ability to defend against. So there you go, Boros Human. Fantastic. All right, up and against Enigma. Enigma. I don't know how to do it. All right, keep. What do we got? 5-8-8-5. Ooh, this is rough. Alright, deck, provide me something awesome. I don't know what that's going to be, though. There we go. Got a little orange stone seeker. Yeah, we got to get those power stones going. So we're just going to choke it back. We're cool with that. I believe the Skitter Beam might count as a 9. As far as Karn's legacy is concerned. Are we going to get totally smoked by this green? This escape level will be great. What do I got there? 4, 5. What does he say on it? Your upkeep, add for each artifact you control. No attacks in turn. Alright, I think we're going to have enough to put out some levelers. What is this guy? Ward 1? Not bad. Why don't you go ahead and draw a card there? You gonna keep it alive? Waste it. Alright, that's cool. Oh man, that is a lot of that crap. Alright, he's only got 7. I got an 8 throwing through here. Yeah, okay, that guy's a total monster. Now look at him, all 3/3. Alright, he's drawing cards. Let's go crazy. You don't have the ability to pump up beyond 6, man. Alright, down to 8. That's what's going to be dead next turn. Unless you can wipe the board or something. I mean, you just... It's green, man. What are you going to do? Alright, well, against a big-time artifact deck, that is probably a pretty decent thing to do. We got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Yeah, if you kill out the Karn, then I can't put out yet another Cityscape Leveler. I'm coming. I'm coming for you. That was the wrong choice, man. And there we go. Pow, pow, power for Clearasil. Feel the pow, pow, power. Look at that. Negative 22. Izzet artifacts. Victory. All right, so here it is. Number 1, Izzet artifact ramp. Yeah, this deck to me just ended up being my favorite deck of July 2023. You know, the main reason why is because I love everything from like 5 over, right? Might Stone, Weak Stone, Karn Legacy Reforged. This was such an incredible card. In V1, I didn't have it. Somebody recommended it. I put it in. And yes, Karn Legacy Reforged just makes this deck purr. It is so incredible. Cityscape Leveler, Skitterbee Battalion, Portal of Phyrexia. Love it, love it, love it. I just want to play with these cards, and they are so expensive, which is why everything before this is all about getting those power stones. It's ramp, you know, and so it's like you're playing what Mono Green loves to do, which is you're just ramping like crazy at the beginning. But the cool thing is that with the red and the blue, we got, 3 points of damage and a power stone. Draw some cards and a power stone. Get out a dude with Menace and a power stone. So you got all of that power stony stuff going on. Thran Spiders, fantastic cards. Yeah, it's a 2/4 with reach, blah, 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 blah. But yeah, and power stones. And then that 7 is going looking for artifact cards. So it's like, yeah, this guy is exactly what you want this deck. It's such a tight deck. And it gets you into where you can just start slamming things down. Nobody can hold up against this. They can occasionally, but usually it's exactly what you want to do, which is Cityscape Level, Skitterbee Battalion, and Portal of Phyrexia your way, ultimate victory. This deck is just so tight. It is so fun, and it's unexpected. That's what I loved about Izzet Artifact Ramp V2. Maybe it'll be a V3. We'll have to see what comes about in the future. All right, so we made it through yet another month. And here is the list of my top 5 favorites. Man, whenever I have Boros Nuke in, you just assume it's going to be number 1. But that Izzet Artifact Ramp, I don't know, I know why. It's because of those giant artifacts. Man, when those things came out, they were so wonderful to the point where I was getting really kind of bored with it when everybody was playing with it. So I was happy when we moved on to other sets that they kind of fell out of favor and people stopped playing with them, because it gives me a nice opportunity to go back and revisit them once again. And they are always so incredible. Yeah. Like the one thing I can't stand right now is Toxic. I kind of hope people stop playing with it. I really liked Toxic when it first came out, but it is too powerful. Too powerful. Not as bad as Infect was back in the olden days. Infect was just horrible. But Toxic is like about half as bad as that was. So anyways, there's that top 5 list. I hope that you agreed with what I got there. If you decide that you want to play with these decks, I hope that you have as much fun with them as I did. All right, that's all for now. If you enjoyed this video, please make sure to like and subscribe. From all of us here in the secret underground headquarters of Uncommonly Good MTG, have a great day. See you next time, Space Cowboys. Later.